day, students. We are now in the first week of the third quarter. For our module number 1, I will teach you about permutation and its condition. For today's lesson, you are expected to define permutation and identify the conditions in permutation. Let us have the pre-test. Remember that you may pause this video if you want to reread the question, the choices, and the answers. Directions. Identify what is being asked in each question. Write only the letters of the correct answer. For number 1, what is the focus of the permutation? Is it letter A, selection of an object, letter B, arrangement of an object, letter C, tendency of an object to be chosen, or is it letter D, all of the above? And the answer is letter B, arrangement of an object. Number 2, which of the following situations or activities involve permutation? Is it letter A, matching shirts and pants, letter B, assigning telephone number subscribers, letter C, forming a committee from the members of a club, or letter D, forming different triangles out of 5 points on a plane, no 3 of which are collinear? And the answer is letter B, assigning telephone numbers subscribers. For numbers 3 to 5, choose the letter of the underlined sentence or phrase that contains a condition in each given permutation. Number 3. At a used car lot, 7 different car models are to be parked close to the road for easy viewing. The 3 red cars must be parked, so there is a red car at each end and one exactly in the middle. What do you think is the sentence or phrase that contains the condition? The answer is letter C. Number 4. Chris has a green book, a yellow book, a blue book, and a red book that he wants to put in a line on a shelf. He decided that the green book must go at either end. The answer is letter C. Number 5. Bobby, Rose, Chris, and Sheng are to be arranged in a line from left to right in such a way that Rose and Sheng cannot be side by side. The answer is letter C. Before we proceed to our lesson for today, let us solve this problem. 5 frontliners were on a break. They were hungry and wanted to buy something to eat. Suppose that each of them can choose a sandwich and a drink. List all the possible outcomes from the choices below. For sandwiches, we have hamburger, chicken sandwich, and egg sandwich. For beverages, we have orange juice and coffee. Since we are asked to list, we will use the listing method. There are 3 sandwiches, and each of them will be paired to each of the 2 beverages. For our solution, we have a hamburger paired with an orange juice, a hamburger paired with a coffee, a chicken sandwich paired with an orange juice, a chicken sandwich paired with a coffee, an egg sandwich paired with an orange juice, and of course, an egg sandwich paired with a coffee. After listing, we found out that the frontliners have 6 choices to choose from. Are you ready to learn a new lesson? I know you are ready. To start our lesson, let me give you a trivia. Are you familiar with an anagram? Did you know that an anagram is a type of word play? It is a result of arranging the letters of the word or phrase to produce a new word or phrase using the original letters exactly once. For example, the word air is an anagram of the word higher. Your task is to find anagrams of these words. To guide you in finding the anagrams, I will give you a hint. The word that you will form is a body part. The words are letter A, R, letter B, gel, letter C, ram, letter D, sink, letter E, lamp, letter F, fringe, letter G, earth, letter H, impart. So the answer is, for letter A, ear. For letter B, leg. Letter C, arm. Letter D, skin. Letter E, palm. For letter F, finger. For letter G, heart. And for letter H, armpit. Congratulations! You are able to answer and accomplish the task. Looking back at what we did, you'll see that arrangement can be applied to words and can also be used in many other situations. In mathematics, arrangement corresponds to the word permutation. So what is a permutation? A permutation of the set of objects is an ordered arrangement of the items. To understand more about permutation, let us have our examples. Example number 1. We are asked to list all the possible three-letter arrangement in the word ear. So there are three positions. If I start with letter E, the next letter could be A or R. And if E is placed in the first and A in the second, the last letter for the last position is R, which gives an arrangement EAR. If E is in the first position and R in the second, the last letter for the last position is A, which gives an arrangement ERA. Doing the same process with letter A in the first position, we'll have the following arrangements: AER and ARE. Same goes if we start with R, it will give you an arrangement REA and RAE. So these are the possible three-letter arrangements in the word ear. Example number 2. How many three-letter arrangement in the word ear can be formed satisfying the given conditions? So we will refer to the solution of example number 1. For letter A, the first letter is E. For letter B, the vowels are together. For letter C, the vowels are not together. So let us have our solution to letter A. The first letter is E. Solution: there are two arrangements formed, and that is arrangement E, A, R, and E, R, A. For letter B, the vowels are together. There are four arrangements formed, and that is EAR, AER, REA, and RAE. For letter C, the vowels are not together. Solution: there are two arrangements formed, and that is ERA and ARE. For our example number 3, which of the following situations show permutation? For letter A, the number of ways a president, a vice president, and a treasurer can be chosen from a group of 20 persons. B, Aki is planning to purchase a photo album. It comes in 3 sizes: small, medium, and large. And the cover comes in soft and hardbound. The pages can be glossy or silk. and the print can be colored or black and white. How many choices does he have for the photo album? Letter C. The number of 4-digit code that can be made using the digits from 0 to 9 if the repetition of the digits are not allowed. Let us start with letter A. Solution. There are 3 positions to be arranged in choosing from the same group of 20 persons, and each position is to be filled once. Therefore, it is permutation. Letter B. Solution. It is not permutation because the arrangement is choosing from different groups like sizes, cover, pages, and print. Choosing from different groups tend to have repetition. For letter C, it is permutation. Arranging 4-digit code, choosing from the same group of numbers, and repetition is not allowed. Example number 4. Identify and underline the phrase or statement in each of the following situations that shows a condition. For letter A, Rose, Balu, and Sheena are to be arranged in a line from left to right, but Sheena wants to be placed in the right side. Letter B, Rose, Bobby, and Malu are to be seated in a row. Rose and Malu want to be seated next to each other. And letter C, how will you arrange Chris, Rose, Bobby, and Sheena in a row if Chris and Bobby refuse to stand beside each other? For letter A, the answer is Sheena wants to be placed in the right side. It is because you are placing Sheena in a certain position. For letter B, the answer is Rose and Malu want to be seated next to each other. It is because they are arranged in a row, and then the two of them, which is Rose and Malu, must be placed together, and that shows a condition. For letter C, the answer is Chris and Bobby refuse to stand beside each other. Because they are arranged in a row, then the two of them, which is Chris and Bobby, must not be placed together. In dealing with permutation and its conditions, you have to remember that a permutation of the set of objects is an ordered arrangement of the items. There are problems in permutation that involves conditions, such as case 1, when an element must be placed in a specific position. Like for example, Bobby must be the first student in the lineup. Case number 2, when 2 or more elements must be grouped together. For example, Catherine and Lorraine must sit together in the class. Case number 3, when 2 or more elements must not be grouped together. For example, the green book and the red book must not be placed next to each other on the shelf. For our valuing, let us have a reflection. During the pandemic period, one thing that we should be thankful to God was that we were given much time to stay at home with our family. On a separate sheet of paper, list down 3 worthwhile activities that you have had done while staying at home according to your priorities and give the reasons of choosing them. Let us have our post-test to check if you learned something today. Remember that you may pause this video if you want to reread the question, the choices, and the answers. Directions. Identify what is being asked in each question. Write only the letter of the correct answer. Number 1. What is true about permutation? Is it letter A? It focuses on the arrangement of objects. Letter B, it focuses on the probability of objects to be chosen. Letter C, it focuses on the selection of objects regardless of order. Or is it letter D, all of the above? The answer is letter A. Number 2. Which of the following situations or activities involves permutation? Is it letter A, electing class officers? Letter B, buying 5 pairs of shoes? Letter C, forming a 5-man committee? Or letter D, choosing students' representatives in a class? The answer is letter A, because you are electing an officer for a certain position. For numbers 3 to 5, choose the letter of the underlined sentence or phrase that contains a condition in each given permutation. Number 3, at a used car lot, 15 different car models are to be parked close to the road for easy viewing. The 3 silver cars must be parked side by side. What is the answer? The answer is the 3 silver cars must be parked side by side because you are placing them together. Number 4. How many 4-letter arrangements can be formed from the word math if the first letter is A? The answer is letter C, because you are placing letter A in a certain position, and that is the first position. Number 5. If books of the same subject are to be together, in how many ways can the 6 science books and 5 Filipino books be placed on the shelf? The answer is letter A, because the books with the same subjects are placed together. Let us have our activities. For activity number 1, you have to determine whether the given situation is a permutation or not. Write P if it's permutation and NP if not permutation. Write your answer on the space provided before each number. For activity number 2, you will write C if the permutation contains condition and N if none. And for our third activity, you have to write the phrase that states the condition in each given permutation and write none if no condition stated. Let us check if your answers are correct. For activity 1, for activity number 2, for activity number 3, thank you for listening and stay safe always.